If you woke up as the last person alive tomorrow, what would you do first? In Stephen King's The Stand, 99% of the world's population is killed off by a virus. Nearly everyone gets sick and dies, except for those that are immune. One chapter in the book recounts the second epidemic, in which the surviving humans die in a bunch of far more mundane ways. A little girl falls off her bicycle and fractures her skull. A man accidentally gives himself a fatal drug overdose. A woman unknowingly traps herself in a walk-in freezer, etc. I'm going to assume that I die in an equally stupid way. But what would I do first? Probably hop the fence and finally find out what the frick my neighbor has been getting up to in that shed of his. And break your leg and get it infected hopping 3 fence. Probably feed my cat. Then start packing for my drive to see all the national parks. Stop by grocery stores to nab plenty of canned goods. Probably be in disbelief for a day. Then slowly start doing what I want in a society that keeps decaying without maintenance. Probably take over a farm with a windmill or solar and live there. When it breaks down I try to find another one. Read some books on electrotech and try to isolate the grids instead of sharing it with the leftovers of society that have electric demand on the net. Try to raid as many supermarkets for perishables ASAP. The canned stuff will not be going anywhere anytime soon. I would try to get my social interactions with animals. Probably go to shelters daily to unlock all critters inside and adopt some. Download a copy of Wikipedia to safeguard our knowledge for when the internet fails. Try to back up as much ebooks and data so I can potentially fix my own problems. Maybe I should download some P2 while I'm at it. Also have some days where I just have fun in abandoned cities. Maybe even with a dog pack of adopted dogs to help me out. I am also going to need spirituality and religion to keep me sane since I am perpetually isolated. I am probably going to be astonished by how fast infrastructure falls apart without maintenance. Now I can potentially solve world hunger and global warming by myself. Seem pretty neat. A lot of humankind's problems that currently weigh me down in my depression would also be fixed. I might just travel a lot too, but probably stay continental and don't dare transatlantic voyages. Probably go for a mission to contact the International Space Station. So I have some hope that maybe other humans are out there still. Problem is getting them back to Earth even if they are still alive. I haven't seen anyone mention the ISS yet. That's actually really smart. I would find a Costco to live in with my dog and find another dog for her to play with. Then I would find a nice camper and travel around the country. Gasoline has a shelf life of 3 to 6 months. Head south as fast as possible. It's cold where I live and I'm assuming the electrical grid is down, with no one to operate it, or will be soon. That means gas stations won't work either, so I have to get to where it's warm. Take the day off from work, then get a big bus. Use it to get a bunch of freezers and fill them with as much food as I can from the grocery store. Then get a couple generators and get as much gasoline as I can for when the power inevitably goes out. Then try to plant food of my own and start fishing, hunting and trapping animals. I would also move somewhere with a clean source of water nearby and make sure I have plenty of filters purification tablets. Or rather hook up generators to power a grocery store that is next to fresh water. Then after a year or so when things stabilize and I can sustain myself I would try to find ways to not be bored. Probably without internet. Last step is actually done before the rest. Print out as much P as your printer can. Use my house as a base of operations. Plug in as many external chargers and battery packs for as much as possible. Get as much gas as possible and create a storeroom for food, animal food, medical supplies as necessary by raiding pet food stores, grocery stores, and pharmacies. I'm assuming my animals are still alive and well, but what about everyone else's pets? Am I about to become the caretaker of all of the animals? Hit up an REI for as many survival guides, equipment and maps as possible. The infrastructure will collapse soon, but I want to be well prepared while I have time. Hit up a sporting goods store for hunting supplies. My roommate is a contractor so I'm good on tools and material just in case. While the internet is still up, if it's still up, print out as much information on homesteading as possible. Same goes for farming, veterinary care, and raising livestock. Otherwise hit up Barnes & Noble for that. Also look up how to broadcast a radio signal just in case I'm not actually the last person. If the internet is still up, look up common antibiotics and dosages for common ailments. Without other people, my biggest concern is infection and injury. Do my best to survive and I guess just read everything. Teach myself guitar. Learn to draw. I've got that kind of time. Finally has time to learn Italian. Nobody speaks Italian anymore. In reality it would probably be super depressing. My wife, kids, everyone gone. If I didn't die of depression, I'd probably die in a crashing a supercar or flying an airplane. I'm not a pilot, but I'm pretty sure I could take off and fly a light plane. Guess I'd figure out how to hook solar panels up to a freezer and raid my local sperm bank. Might as well take a shot at becoming God Queen. Hope I have mostly daughters though so they too can turn to the sacred turkey baster and minimize the incest. This is the funniest one I've read so far. Probably stare in the distance for a few hours trying my best to process the gravity of the situation. After reaching a point of what I think is acceptance I would slip into a state of psychosis wherein I develop friendly relationships with non-existent entities to compensate for the lack of socialization my brain requires. Within a few weeks I would find myself riding alternating waves of hope and paranoia. Nobody would be around but I would still find myself trying to maintain appearances to avoid looking weak. The companionship of my dog will be the only thing keeping me together. One dilemma is omnipresent in my mind. Do I leave this world of emptiness behind with the pull of a trigger or do I press on for the sake of my species' survival? The courage will eventually fail. Humanity survives at a population of 1 for 4 months and 22 days and goes out with a bang heard by nobody. Holy crap, this is weirdly poetic in a way. Sleep again. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Pack my bags, take my dog and start investigating why humanity vanished overnight? Nah, if anything, I don't have to worry about work or food now. Op didn't say they vanished, just that they're all dead. I'm picturing dead bodies just everywhere you can imagine. Sounds pretty horrifying. That depends. Are the bodies of everyone else still around? Like, from dying yesterday? Or what? Just asking. You can't bang those bodies, buddy. Become king of the domesticated animals. Just me and a pack of 100 dogs and cats following me on a trip across the world. Probably go find a sperm clinic to make sure all its spoof was safe and could power me and my offspring through the apocalypse rebuilding of society. Supply and fortify the biggest walled off mansion I could find. Why? If everyone's pets are left behind it's only a matter of time before all the dogs escape and form a roaming super pack. I ain't going down like a bag of kibble. Steps to be taken. 1. Charge everything within my vicinity then go hit up Best Buy, grab every available device and do the same thing. 2. Take my crap Hyundai to the nearest available place I can get a different car that has good storage space, is good on mileage, and got plenty of space. Also go to a U-Haul, grab one of those trailers that attaches and attach that crap to the back of my new truck. 3. Go to a sporting goods store, camping gear, all the cans to carry gas I can get my hands on and toss it in the U-Haul. 4. Grocery store, get all the water gallons I can fit into the truck. Bunch of food that's not perishable. 5. Papa, Kitty and myself are gonna go travel these states and see if anyone else is alive. Redo filling gas tank, water gallons and perishables whenever I can. Probably stop in some libraries and find out how to sail. I'm sure there's a way to get a hold some rich dude's yacht. Toss all the gas cans in the yacht. Figure crap out. I have the worst sense of direction so it'll probably end up somewhere I'm trying to get to. Oh well. Find some way, steal another yacht and repeat. Make doggy and kitty friends along the way. I will be the only human crazy dog cat lady just running around the world with my army of dogs and cats. I wouldn't know for 2 hours. I would get up and go about by day, clock in at work, from home, continue to receive my automated tickets, wonder why no one showed up for the morning meeting, Check my email to verify if today was a holiday or if the meeting was cancelled. Message some of my co-workers. Clock out for school weirded out. Then on the drive I would notice all the cars either filled with dead people or empty depending on how this situation works. Then I would go into full-on panic mode, question Siri and Google and any other media format on what was happening if others were out there elsewhere in the world. First, assuming I don't need to confirm everyone's gone, head to the nearest Walmart box store, stock up on non-perishable foods and water stores, tools and stuff, then a gun store, then try to live long enough to give my pets a good life. Once they are gone, find as peaceful of a place as I can to end it. Honestly, for most people, this is a nightmare. No matter how introverted you think you are, you still would go crazy after a couple of years. Would get a mental breakdown, cry. Then, mission 1. Get to a big city. Mission 2. Find a lot of stuff and establish a base. Mission 3. Get a sex doll. Lose my virginity. Mission 4. Get a gun. Shoot the animals at the zoo. They can't get out and there is no way I gonna release them to kill me, so gun it is. Also it's not their natural habitat. Mission 5. Get paint. Paint the city. Throw paint buckets around and crap. Mission 6. Let's steal drugs and more guns. Paint balgans too. Mission 6. Suicide. Mission 7. Set up the coolest suicide plan. Mission 8. Am I still alive? If yes, then IDK what's next? I love how losing your virginity is a question. You never know with those sex dolls. Road trip to famous museums and cities with a camera, film, and a journal. I would record my life for any one thing that came after us to know the last thoughts of the last person. That was my thought. Set up camp in the Smithsonian. But then somebody mentioned a need to go south for warmth. So maybe not. Probably off myself. I have cancer in both my lungs. I'm having surgery done Thursday and a second one 2 weeks from now. If everyone disappeared, I'd be royally fricked. So rather than die a slow painful death, I'll just record a video explaining a brief history of humanity just in case another civilization ever comes to Earth. Then look up what pills I'd need to take to die peacefully. Rooting for you to kick cancer's butt. Mourn my wife and unborn son. Hopefully my dogs are there at the very least to give me a sense of purpose. Then I'd think about all the other animals and go on a somewhat fruitless adventure of saving 0.00001% of the domestic animal population. I hate your question. If all the animals are still alive, that means a lot of dogs which would soon be wild. Every single drug I've ever wondered about. Who cares if I end up hallucinating and running Naki down I-20 yodeling and eating my own hair if nobody is around to see it? If I'm the last person alive, that means I just lost my wife, infant son, all extended family, all friends, and entire support network overnight. I'd probably spend many hours crying. I would go to my old coke plug's house and get a couple Aussies, then hit up a liquor store. After that binge is over, I'll start hitting up the pharmacies for opiates. If I'm the last person on earth, no point in sobriety anymore. LOL JK, I'd cry. Be sad at the loss of everyone I know and love, then content with the fact that I no longer have to worry about pleasing anyone or meeting expectations. Then, I'll do whatever TF I feel like doing. Shack up in a sweet mansion along coastal HWY. Cry about all the pets I cannot save. I'd want to travel but I don't trust myself to fly a plane, so I guess I'd have to read some freaking manuals. See as many aquariums and zoos I can before they all die. Clothes. How would I know I was the last person alive? Presumably I'd know no one around me was left alive, but I'd probably go looking. It's not like I have anything else to do. If the internet, electricity and running water stays running without problem, I'd probably check the internet on what's going on, then look at this thread to figure out what to do next. 1. I'd drive around and pick my house. 5. Then I'd hit the library to find out how to make electricity off grid. 4. Then I'd play a video game while eating as much food about to go bad as possible. 3. Then I'd go rustle up some likely dogs to start my posse. 2. Release the farm animals in my vicinity. Unless someone explained it to me, I'm first going to run around and look for people. LOL. After I realize I'm the only one, then I'm going to wonder if I woke up from a coma somehow with amnesia or something. Eventually I'd start finding ways to ensure my survival as the last human on Earth. Maybe aliens will come pick me up. If I just wake up without me boyfriend being here, I would try to reach him and panic. If he is there but just dead, I would proceed to cry for a day. If I realized I am the last one left, I would probably look for the fastest way to die. I would walk around on the sidewalks completely naked. I would be wearing my favorite sandals though. I am still from the 21st century. Probably dance naked on the streets in nothing but my compression socks. Play loud music and break as many laws as possible. Then blow my brains out with a good ol' shotty. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.